The movie begins with a ship sailing towards land. Young Willy stands on top of a mast and sings a song. Willy Wonka, the chocolatier, has arrived in a new city. When the ship docks, he sets off to sell his creations at the Galleries Gourmet. Willy is heading to a store he intends to purchase. While walking around the city, he had to give up most of his money, leaving him penniless and homeless. That evening Willy plans to sleep on a park bench, because he doesn't have a penny left. However, his plans are interrupted when a dog named Tittles comes and sniffs his leg. Huge man named Mr. Bleacher approaches him, and informs him that he does have a place for him. He takes Willy to his house, where he lives with Mrs. Scrubbit. They arrive and a huge man knocks on the door. Huge man informs her that he has a guest and woman opens the door with great pleasure. Willy goes to the fireplace to warm up once he is inside. They seem very friendly and offer Willy some gin. Wonka tries to introduce himself by pulling things out of his hat. The two offer Willy a room to stay, but he has to sign a contract. As Willy signs their contract, a young employee named Noodle whispers to him to read the small print before signing. Willy tries to read the contract, but not all of it. He just instantly signs the contract without reading. Later Mrs. Scrubbit punishes Noodle for trying to warn Willy about the contract. The following day Willy visits the town square to introduce himself to the crowd and showcase his chocolate creations. He calls them hoverchocks because they are made with a unique flying bug. This catches the attention of 3 local chocolate shop owners, Slugworth, Fickelgruber, and Prodnose. They approach Willy and taste the hoverchocks. Although their facial expressions suggest they enjoy it, they inform Willy that it is the worst chocolate they have ever tasted. One of them says that chocolate must be simple, but this one is not. The bug's effects cause them to float and fly. Willy allows the rest of the crowd to purchase the chocolate, but the chief of police and officer confiscate his goods. Then Willy asks the officer for some money for his rent, and the officer hands him a silver coin. Unfortunately, Willy did not read the contract properly. As a result, that coin would not be enough. Willy returns to Scrubbit and Bleacher, who accuse him of absurd charges and force him to work for them for years to pay off his supposed debt. Sent down the laundry chute, he meets other people who were tricked by Scrubbit and Bleacher. They include former accountant Abacus, plumber Piper, telephone operator Lottie, and failed comedian Larry. Noodle has accumulated the highest amount of debt and will need to work for a longer period of time. Later that evening Noodle comes to Willy's room and asks if he needs anything. During the conversation Willy learns that Noodle has never tasted chocolate. He shares with her how his mother taught him to make chocolate and sparked his creativity. Then he uses his chocolate making mechanism and special ingredients, such as liquid sunlight, to create a unique chocolate with a lightning bolt on it. Noodle gives it a try and confesses that she enjoys it, but she doubts she'll have the chance to try it again. Willy hatches an idea to make more chocolate and promises Noodle a lifetime supply. In the morning Chief enters a church and goes underground with the help of corrupt Father Julius. He meets with Slugworth, Fickelgruber, and Prodnose. They are unofficially called the Chocolate Cartel. They consider Willy a threat because they know his chocolate is delicious and he sells it for cheap, putting their business in danger. The 3 villains bribe the chief with 1,800 boxes of chocolate to deal with Wonka, even if it means using lethal means. Willy and Noodle create a diversion by tricking Scrubbit into thinking Bleacher is a wealthy aristocrat. They also trick Bleacher into thinking Scrubbit secretly likes him. Willy also creates a machine that uses their dog Tittles to do the laundry faster and more efficiently. This allows the other workers to relax. While on the go Willy tells Noodle about a little orange man with green hair who keeps stealing his chocolates. But Noodle doesn't believe him. Willy needs more chocolate and requires special milk to make it. Noodle accompanies Willy to the zoo because he needs giraffe milk for his next creation. After knocking out the security guard with a chocolate that has been mixed with various alcoholic beverages, the two sneaks in. Inside the zoo it becomes apparent that Willy is unable to read. He mistakenly opens the door to the tiger enclosure instead of the giraffe. They succeed and Willy uses special mints to feed the giraffe named Abigail. Giraffe then allows Willy to milk her. Noodle reveals that her name was not actually Noodle. When Mrs. Scrubbit had found her in a basket with an letter on her necklace, which is why she started calling her Noodle. She expresses her dream for a genuine home and family, and Willy assures her that he will help her in achieving that. On their way out of the zoo, Willy grabs some balloons and floats to the roof of the gourmet store. As they sing and dance, they catch the attention of the police. The chief of police has a conversation with Willy, saying he must leave and not sell chocolate. After conversation the two sneak back into the workshop. At home Willy explains his actions to the other workers. Abacus warns him that the chocolate cartel controls chocolate sales in town. They also keep documents of their shady dealings, which involve diluting and watering down their chocolate. The excess is stored in a vault underground beneath the church, guarded by Father Julius and hundreds of chocoholic monks. Despite being aware of the risks, the others agreed to assist Willy in selling his chocolate without any interference. Willy initiates a plan, using his giraffe milk macaroons to assist a man who lacks confidence in charming his girlfriend. In that way he some kind advertises chocolate. He continues to sell other delicious products and escapes from the chief by going down storm drains. The chief catches on to the scheme and started ordering men to guard the storm drains. Chief also has to deal with his increasing weight gain from all the chocolate he had been consuming. Later that night Willy sets a trap for a little orange man who has been stealing his chocolates. The trap works. Willy meets an Oompa Loompa, a short person named Lofty. He explains that Willy stole the cocoa beans from Loompa Land. This action ruined his life. Therefore he needs to receive sufficient payment in chocolate to return home. Willy is tricked by Lofty, who hits him with a frying pan and steals his chocolate again. Cruel Chocolate Cartel observes Willy and discovers Noodle's involvement. They recognize her and see her involvement as a problem. Slugworth then goes to Scrubbit and Bleacher for a sinister plan. Later Noodle gives Willy the keys to the shop in the town square. This will allow him to open up his shop and sell his creations. He opens it to the public and showcases a variety of beautiful confectionaries, such as cotton candy clouds, edible flowers, and chocolate trees. The crowd enjoys everything until their hair begin to grow and hair color changes rapidly. Willy discovers that the chocolate has been poisoned with an ingredient called Yeti sweat, and attempts to warn everyone. Willy's shop is vandalized by angry people, and it catches fire when an upset mother knocks down a chandelier. He sits sadly in the ruins of his shop. The chocolate cartel approaches him with enough money to clear all of their debts with Scrubbit and Bleacher. However, they demand that he leaves town and never makes or sells chocolate again. Willy agrees reluctantly. He boards a boat and leaves town. Lofty reappears after a while because he believes that Willy still owes him money. Willy notices a mark on his hand after Slugworth shakes it tightly. Slugworth's ring looks similar to the one Noodle has, suggesting they are related. Willy realizes that Noodle is in danger and decides to return. When he wants to inform the captain, he discovers that the cartel has rigged the boat with dynamite. He and Lofty jump off, and the chocolatiers just stand and laugh as the boat explodes. Scrubbit releases all 4 workers except Noodle. She tells Noodle that Slugworth paid them to keep her here forever. Also, he paid them to poison Willy's chocolates in the shop. Willy and friends help break Noodle free. They plan to break into the chocolate cartel's vault to expose their schemes and keep her safe. The group gets Giraffe out of the zoo as they bring her to the church to frighten Julius and the monks. Willy and Noodle sneak underground, cheat the security woman and enters to the vault. Noodle finds the book of notes which Cartel keeps their secrets inside. Later they are discovered by the cartel. Slugworth points a gun at them. It is revealed that Noodle is Slugworth's niece, the daughter of his brother. When her father passed away, Noodle's mother asked Slugworth to take care of her while she was sick, but he left her with Mrs. Scrubbit. Later Slugworth lied to her mother that she died so that he could inherit their family's chocolate fortune. In the vault, Willy asks Slugworth for a favor. Can Slugworth give Lofty a jar of chocolate when he sees him? After villains throw Willy and Noodle into their vault in an attempt to drown them in chocolate. In elevator, the 3 jerks eat all chocolates. Lofty arrived at the church just before the vault was completely filled and drained it so that Willy could repay his debt. Willy and Noodle emerged with their ledger, exposing the crimes of Cartel as they were leaving. Officer takes the book and sees the chief's name in it. The chief has been arrested. The cartel tries to escape, but they start floating again. Willy explains that they ate hoverchocks, which had a delayed reaction but a stronger flying power. Willy activates the fountain in the town square, causing Cartel's chocolate to burst out and ruining them. They uncontrollably fly out of town, thinking their reserves can keep them out of jail. The townspeople then try the chocolate because it has Willy's ingredients in it. Willy takes out the last bar of chocolate, which is his mother made before she died. The bar comes with a note stating that it is not important how chocolate is made, but who it is made and shared with. Willy finally finds out his mother's secret. He with great pleasure shares chocolate with his friends. Later they track down Noodle's mother, Dorothy Smith. After making a few calls, she works at a library. Willy brings Noodle to meet her mother for the first time. The two meet and hug each other. Then Lofty and Wonka go to an abandoned castle, informs Lofty that he is going to build chocolate factory here, and plans to create more of his signature confections. Lofty believes he has repaid the debt, but acknowledges that he is not well liked in Loompa Land. Willy offers Lofty a position as chief chocolate taster, and Lofty agrees. Soon Willy establishes what will become his world-famous chocolate factory. During the credits, Lofty explains what happened to the other characters. Friends of Willy and Noodle all returned to their old jobs and reunited with loved ones, while Scrubbit and Bleacher were found out for having contaminated Willy's chocolate. They try to drink the evidence, which turns their skin and hair different colors. The two were arrested. Last thing they did was a farewell kiss.